Welcome to TruLuv Yoga. My name is Misha, and I'll be guiding you through your yoga class today, which will be a restorative class for pelvic pain. Some things that might be helpful before we get started. I would suggest having a pillow or a blanket close by so that you don't have to move far. We will use the pillow at the end of the practice for one of our shapes. It's also nice to have the pillow for the Shavasana at the end. Also, I'd recommend having a glass of water close by, and I like to have some candles or sage close by. I like to light a candle at the beginning of the practice just to sort of signify the beginning of a ritual. And in lighting the candle, I sometimes set an intention for what I'm here to do today. So if that is to take care of yourself, to connect with yourself, to ease pain, to be present, to be here now, whatever that is, lighting the candle is a nice way to sort of open your practice. And then at the end of the practice, you can blow out the candle. I also like to use sage. And so sage is a great tool to cleanse away energies that might not be serving you, that you don't want to bring into your practice. So I usually light a little bit of sage at the beginning. It's a ritual I've done for quite some time, and I find just the symbolism of it just helps me to center, helps me to just remember what my intention is. And so I usually take the sage and just run it along the exterior of my body. Sometimes I'll cleanse the mat before I even get on the mat. Sage is a tool that's used in cultures worldwide to cleanse negative energy, to relax. So let's get started. So we'll start by getting down on your back and move nice and slow. And getting comfortable here, we're going to start the practice today by doing some diaphragmatic breathing. So palms can be face down on the mat, so it'll help you root down. And just slowly start to deepen the breath. And we want to send the breath in through the nose, past the chest, the ribs, down into the belly. So on the inhale, you'll feel the belly rise, the ribs expand, the chest will rise, and then on the exhale, the belly will drop. So continue to do that at your own pace. And we'll try to do 10 nice deep breaths here just to ground down into our practice. So as you're breathing and you're sending that breath down through the belly expands. We want to imagine that the pelvic floor is relaxing on the inhale. Now underneath the pelvic floor is the root chakra. And the root chakra is signified by the color red and symbolized by a lotus flower. The root chakra is the center for grounding and stability. So as you inhale, you can imagine that the lotus flower opens, pelvic floor drops.
And on the exhale, the flower closes. Diaphragmatic breathing is a nice way to start our practice because it really sends that signal to the body to ground down. It sends the signal to the nervous system that we are calm and relaxed. And it helps to flood the organs with new, fresh oxygen. And let's do a few more deep breaths here. So from here, if your eyes are closed, you can bat the eyelashes open, maybe rock the head side to side. And it might be nice to rotate the wrists, working out any kinks. Rotate the ankles as well, that might feel nice. And then from here, we're going to pull the legs into the chest into wind relieving pose. And this is a really great shape to release tension and stress from the body. I like to rock side to side because when I have pelvic pain, I get a lot of lower back pain as well. So I find that this shape is really helpful for that. And if this is too much to hold the knees in like this, you can simply just keep the legs open and hold on to the knees, and you can still rock side to side. And remember to continue to breathe deeply through each shape, and that'll help you to center. So from here, we'll release the legs and we're going to come up to hands and knees. So you can roll over to the left side, nice and slow, pushing yourself up. And we're gonna make our way into cat and cow. So making sure in cat and cow, your spine is nice and long, hands are nice and rooted down into the ground. Feet are flush with the mat, legs parallel. And you'll drop the belly. When you drop the belly, imagine the pelvic floor drops, lotus flower opens. And you can go at your own pace, just remembering to continue to breathe deeply. Move nice and slow. And if it feels right, you can veer off the rails here a bit. So continuing to do the same cat and cow shapes, but allowing your body to just flow. I really like to veer a bit because I feel like it helps the whole body to stretch. cat and cow is a great shape to help the pelvic floor to soften. And by moving slowly, almost as if you're moving through water, it just helps to release that tension from the body. And from here, we'll go back into child's pose, sitting back on the feet. And I would encourage you to do legs open, sitting back, and arms extended in front. And then we'll drop the forehead down to the mat. And child's pose is a nice calming shape. It helps to calm the nervous system. It also helps to release tension from the pelvic floor. So as you're here in this shape, continue to breathe deeply, sending that breath down to the pelvic floor. On the inhale, imagining the lotus flower opening. Exhale, it closes. It also might feel nice here to rock the forehead side to side, giving the brow bone a gentle massage. So you can slowly push yourself back up. And from here, we'll come back onto our hands and knees. And ground yourself back down here. And to start here, the next shape, we'll extend the right leg out. And we're going to cross the right leg over the left to the left side, so that when we look over the left shoulder, we get a nice deep stretch down the right side body. And this shape is great for detoxifying the organs and stretching. So remembering to breathe nice and deep into the side. And then coming back to center, we'll release the right leg, extend the left leg, and we'll push the left leg over to the right, looking over the right shoulder. Don't crank your neck, you just simply want to gaze over the shoulder. And from here, we'll release the left leg. And moving nice and slow, we'll make our way down onto the belly. We'll come into crocodile. So crocodile is just simply laying flat on your stomach. And you can put your hands stacked and place your forehead on your hands. Legs can be as wide as the yoga mat if that feels comfortable for you. If not, you can keep them closed or close together. I like to have them open. I find that It helps with massaging the internal organs when you are deep breathing. There's also the option of having the arms open. But if you want that support for your forehead, I would keep them stacked. So here in crocodile, focus on that diaphragmatic breathing, sending the breath down to the pelvic floor. Again, focusing on the lotus flower opening on the inhale. Let's do 5 nice deep breaths here. And this is a great shape to massage the internal organs. The deeper you breathe, the deeper the massage. It might be nice here to repeat the mantra, I am grounded. And then from here, what we'll do is we'll take the right leg up alongside the body, up almost parallel to the hip, if that feels comfortable. If it doesn't, you can stay in crocodile a little longer. And here we're just opening up the hip and sending some fresh oxygen to the hip, to the groin, to the pelvis. So keeping that right leg out, you can keep your head on your hands, or you can open your arms into a Texas T and turn your head the opposite direction. And again, we just want to focus on deep breathing here. Okay, so we'll switch to the other side, bringing the left leg up alongside the right side of the body, knee in alignment with the left hip, and arms open if that feels comfortable, and you want to turn your head to the other side. Again, if this doesn't feel comfortable, you can stay in crocodile, continuing to breathe deeply. Or if you want your hands stacked with your head placed on your hands, that works as well. Just find what feels good for your body. So from here, you can release the left leg down, and then you can release your hands and place your head on your hands stacked, giving yourself a moment to regroup before we move on to the next shape. So from here, we're going to move into Sphinx pose. So for Sphinx pose, we will place our hands parallel, our arms parallel, our hands parallel. And you want to make sure that your legs are parallel and your pelvis will be pushed in to the ground and your gaze is forward. You don't want to crank your neck, so just forward looking beyond the mat, and try to focus on allowing the pelvis to push into the mat, not with too much strength, but just allowing it to push in. And then you want to root down with your hands. Again, gaze forward, looking beyond the mat. And this shape is great to relax the pelvis and is also great to open up the heart. So in this shape, it might be nice to repeat the mantra, I am relaxed and my heart is open. Making sure that the shoulders are down from the ears as well. And then we can release back down into crocodile, stacking the hands, allowing the forehead to rest on the hands. And we're going to slowly make our way onto our back. So you can simply just roll over if that works. And once you get onto your back, we're going to make our way into constructive rest. So constructive rest, you want to make sure the feet are as wide as the yoga mat. And you want your knees to fall inward towards the midline. And in this shape, it gives the pelvic floor a chance to relax. And for the arms can be flushed down beside the body. You can have them draped over top or across. You could have them splayed out into a T shape, whatever feels right. So just listen to the body, and you can try different options to see what might feel great. And again, just remember to focus on your breath, continuing to deep breathe throughout the practice, sending that breath down to the pelvic floor, continuing to engage with the root chakra. Imagining the lotus flower opens on the inhale. So then you can slowly release the arms and then bring both legs back up. And then we're going to do one at a time. So we're going to allow one knee to fall in towards the midline. The other leg can simply stay up, or you can leave it out extended. I like to have it like this for more stability, and hands flat on the ground. So starting with the right knee, let that fall in towards the midline. You'll feel a nice stretch in that right hip, and it also helps to stretch the back of the pelvic floor. And we'll slowly raise that leg back up. You can use your hand for support if that's helpful. And we'll switch to the other side, letting the left knee fall in towards the midline. And again, keep the right leg however it feels comfortable. So keeping it up, bent, or you can extend it out long. Just remembering to keep the hands down nice flush beside the body. That just helps with the stability. And breathing nice and deep. And then we'll slowly bring the left leg back up, again using your hand for support if that's helpful. And before we move into the next shape, let's take the knees, putting our hands on the knees, and we'll just rotate, draw circles with the knees, and you can go in any direction and then rotate. Again, we're massaging our lower back here and just giving the hips a nice bit of mobility. They are working throughout this entire class, getting nice deep stretches, so it's nice to give them a little love and a little break. So we can release that, and then from there, we're gonna move into Happy Baby. So for Happy Baby, you want to grab the foot and have the feet pointed towards the bottom of the feet, pointed towards the ceiling. And if this does not work, you can simply just stay here. So holding the feet in Happy Baby, again, you want to make sure the bottom of the feet are pointed towards the ceiling. I like to take the baby for a little playtime, so you can do one leg at a time, holding each leg open or keeping the traditional Happy Baby shape. And this is another great shape that helps to relax the pelvic floor and calm the nervous system. You're also getting a very deep stretch in the hips. And then we can slowly release the feet to the floor. It might feel nice just to stretch the legs out for a minute, maybe give them a little shake. And from here, we're going to move into what's called a supine twist. And so we'll start with the right side. And what we'll do first is take the knee up toward the right armpit, and we'll hold it here first. And I like to use the opposite hand, the left hand, to root down for stability. And it also might feel nice to rotate the right ankle. So you're pulling that knee up toward the right armpit. And then we'll take the right knee over toward the left armpit, and you can use the right hand to ground down, placing the palm face down on the mat. And remembering to breathe deeply. And then we'll pull the right leg over across the body. And it might be nice to open up the right arm so you get a nice deep twist. And the supine twists are always nice because they wring out the internal organs, they stretch the internal organs. So this is a great way to detox the body. And this paired with deep breathing, it goes that much further. And then we'll release that. So moving nice and slow, you can bring the right leg back and release it out long. And then we'll take the left knee and pull that up towards the left armpit, using the right hand to ground down flat on the yoga mat. And again, it might feel nice to rotate the left ankle. And then we'll take the left knee over toward the right armpit, using the left hand to ground down here. pull the right knee out across the body, and you can extend the leg. I'm a little limited for space here, but similar to the other side. And then you'll open up your left arm. And then you can release that. Bringing the legs back to center. And then from here, we're gonna move into what's called restorative goddess. So slowly make your way back up to seated. And if you have a pillow close by, this is where you want to grab your pillow. Feel free to also take a drink of water here. We're gonna slowly make our way into Shavasana after this, so you can reuse your pillows for Shavasana. This is a shape that is amazing. It's very restorative, it's hip opening, it helps the pelvic floor relax. It's also a shape that you can do in your bed. So taking the pillows like this, you will, keeping your feet open, almost as if in cobbler, and we'll lay back on the pillows. And what that does is it just supports the lower back and helps to elevate the body. And you can have the arms open as well. So it might be nice to use the mantra here, I am caring for myself. Continue to breathe nice and deep, focusing on the lotus flower opening and closing on the inhale and exhale. And let's do 10 nice deep breaths here. And then from here, you can close the legs like a book. You can use your hands to guide them closed. And then you can just pull the pillow out from underneath you. And if it's helpful, you could just keep one of the pillows. We'll just move into Shavasana from here. And if you'd like to grab a blanket as well, you can get nice and comfortable. We're going to go through a muscle tension, relaxation, release here. So when you arrive on the mat here now, as we close our practice, just allow yourself to just breathe nice and deep and check in with yourself. Making sure your shoulders are down from your ears. And we'll start down at our toes. So you can flex and relax the toes, the feet. So flex the entire foot, spread the toes, and then allow it to relax. Moving up to the ankles, the calves, shins, the whole bottom part of the leg. Flex those muscles, tense, and then release. Moving up to the knee, the front of the knee, the back of the knee, thigh, hamstring, the entire leg. Just flex the entire leg. And then release. Moving up to the hips, the pelvis, the front of the pelvis, the back of the pelvis, the pelvic floor, the lower belly. Let's tense. Breathe in and then release. Moving up to the lower belly, the abdomen, stomach. Let's tense inward and then release. Moving up along the sides of the body, the back, lower back, middle back, upper back, the entire spine, the entire midsection and core. Let's tense all of it together. And release. The fingers, each finger, the hand, the whole hand. Let's make our hands into fists and squeeze, 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 squeeze. And release. Moving up to the wrists, the forearm, the elbow, biceps and triceps. Let's flex the whole arm and release. Up to the shoulders, the neck, Let's squeeze the shoulders up to the ears. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. And release. Moving up to the face. And squish the face together like you've had a sour lemon. So squish, squish, squish. And release. And now the entire body, all of the muscles, the skin, tense everything together. Squeeze the hands, the feet. And relax. Let yourself just melt into the floor. Continue to breathe nice and deep. Slowly start to wake up the body by wiggling the toes, fingers, the hands. You can rotate from this one way and the other way. Rock the head side to side. And when you're ready, you can bat your eyelashes open and we'll slowly, very slowly, make our way to seated. And from here, open your hands out nice and wide, giving yourself a nice big hug. This is a nice chance to give yourself a back massage. And then opening up again, opposite arm on the top. Going for another hug. And then release. And we'll close our practice today with the chant of Om one time. So we'll breathe in and then we'll chant. Breathe in. Namaste. Thanks for choosing to carve out time in your day to do a yoga practice for pelvic pain. Yoga is a great way to care for yourself and really hone in on self-love and self-healing. I hope you enjoyed the practice for today. If you have any questions, let me know, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.